is the BMW 325xi that I'm changing the water pump out on. I got a massive leak, and for working on these isn't too bad. You see that big hole right there? Is that the air cleaner? Amazing! This whole thing is fits in that hole, and they put this nice little leg on it so to hold it in place, which is kind of goofy. I guess it works, but this isn't really a mod, other than I did get a water pump with the metal blade on it instead of the plastic. Factory, I guess, is plastic. Plastic. There's a lot of plastic on here. It just breaks and falls apart. So, if you can get aftermarket stuff or make it your own, put metal everything else on. And this plastic cover is a pain in the butt for the valve cover. Is ridiculous. So, yeah, that's another thing. But all this other plastic, and I don't know how long this thing's going to last with the air cleaner, but it supposed to have a K&N air filter in it, which I didn't check recently. See if it was clean or not. And I'll check. We have a mouse trapped in the garbage can. Where's he at? Oh, he's moving over there. You can see it moving. He's right there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Little stinker. Well, it's his own dumb fault for falling in there. This is the aftermarket water pump. And we'll take a look at that too here. But that's the name of it. Oh, wait a minute. Well, that's what it looks like on the side anyway. We'll look at what it looks like. It comes nice and packaged with this paper and stuff on there. And we'll see what the blades look like. Okay, now let's pop this off. It's stuck on there. What is this, child-proof? Some kind of springy cardboard. That's new. Oh, great. Stuck to the thing. Alright. What? Plastic? I wanted metal. Ah, for crying out loud. You know, that's what happens. You order a metal one and you get a plastic one. I said I wanted specifically the metal one. Ah, well, we'll see how long this one lasts. For crying out loud. It says 2006 on the sticker here. Let's look up this number. Let's see. 2006 59W, I guess it is. Looks like a V little thing there, but it's an actual W. Yeah, it's a W. You know, well, it's supposed to have all these good little things saying it's perfect and great and wonderful and all that crap. But we'll see. We'll go ahead and put it on there and we'll see what we get. Here's the other thing, right? Every other car has enough room you can take the shroud out, get that removed so you can take the fan off, all the goody stuff. No, not on BMW. They have the worst engineering on the front end of this. They have all this extra room. They have 8 inches to play with. But no, they want to give you 0 room and have the fan totally enclosed, which this top piece of the shroud should come off by itself. if the engineers had a brain in their head, they would take this and chop it right in half right up the top here in this area and over here, and have that top piece just screw off. So you can actually work on the car. Instead, people are like, oh yeah, you got to put your wrench in under behind this thing and get your wrench in between the shroud, and you got a half an inch to work with. It's not going to happen. I am going to hacksaw the shroud in pieces. It's going to be one solid top piece. I'm going to cut it on both sides over here, and then I'm going to make a bracket. So when I put it back together, I'll screw the bracket onto each side and they'll be back to normal. The shroud will be back to normal. So that's what I'm going to do, because I am not going to sit there and work with a half an inch gap to get a wrench in there and see where I'm doing down there. That's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. I am going to tear shit apart until I get it to work right. So we're going to cut this sucker up. As you can tell, my voice is a little frustrated because I see this stuff. I knew I was going to have to do this because it's just impossible to work around some of the crap that these companies do. And you just have to start cutting things apart, tearing shit out, and do it right. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do it the right way. So just hang on. It'll be better in a minute. Everything's going to be fine. Voila! Top of the shroud is off. And by the way, you have to take the blade off and use your finger strength to cut this side over here because it's so close to everything. And you just got to be careful so you don't cut everything else up. But it is off. And now I'll add a bracket, a metal bracket on this end where it's cut, and I'll put a metal bracket on that end, and I'll have it so it screws together, and it'll screw it back normal because it's plastic piece of shit anyway. It's not even metal, so there you go. And that's now we have all this room. Look at all that room. I can get to the fan. And what's going on with the light in here? I need some more light. But anyways, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So anyways, now I can get to the fan. I've got 3 inches to work with here now. Plenty of room. And I can get that crap out of there. And that's the way cars should be made. Alright, now I'm feeling better already. It wasn't that bad. It took me about 2 seconds to cut that sucker off. So a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because I was thinking there's some metal band in there I was going to have to get the sawzall out for, and it was just all plastic. So thank goodness for that. I am a lot happier right now in this little swing mood here, because I tell you what, I was dreading that, and it turned out just real simple. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So, okay, let's get back into work. So now you can see I got 3 inches, and I can reach down in there with a wrench. I can put my whole arm down in there. I can take everything off I need to take off. And anybody who wants to build aftermarket stuff, build a metal shroud that has a hinge even on one side where you can pop it up just like this on the cart. So it's sitting up like this, and you can put it back down. Wouldn't that be nice? Just a nice hinge on there, and you can bolt the other side down when you're ready. Pure metal deal. There you go, aftermarket. And you can at least get in there and then tear the fan off, put it back on, slap it back down, put the bolt back in. It's ready to go. You can do that for changing belts and all kinds of stuff. So there you go. I mean, how simple is that? Engineering at its best. Just why don't they do that, you know? So let's do it ourselves. And maybe that's what I'll do with this. I'll put a hinge on one side and, well, maybe not. I'll just do a little bracket on each side and bolt it back together. Because I probably won't have to tear it apart too many times. Maybe change a belt or something, but who knows. But either way, I can get it apart either way. So, okay, back to work. Here's another problem. You're trying to shake the shroud off there. And this little piece right here, this clip, It's a plastic clip that's just stuck on there and it won't come off. So what you use is one of these. And don't cut your leg off doing it. You just get that sucker cut off, and then you have to probably buy a replacement one at Napa or AutoZone or wherever. Oh yeah, another problem here was this, where the fan shroud mounts to the deal here. When I had to cut that off because it wasn't coming out, and I had to dig out the other piece of the screw, I screwed a wood screw into it and then pulled it out. Now I got a big hole, and ordered the other, well, I have these other little clippy here, and as it turns out, these are too small. So I have to order those as well. So I'm going to wire tie that on too. This is kind of a sad deal because, you know, when you only got one part store in town and they have to order everything and you got to order everything, it's just a pain in the butt sometimes. So that's what happens, is they give you the wrong ones most of the time. And because they don't work on BMWs. So and so anyways, this is what I'll be ordering. And in the meantime, I'm just going to wire tie that on nice and snug so it's not going to go into the fan and cause a bunch of problems. Okay, so now we have this wire tied. As you can see, it's broke because it's plastic. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep talking about plastic, but that's what we have, it's plastic. So anyways, that's what I do, is wire tie it. So it's wire tied to the metal piece up here anyway, so. And it'll keep it out of the fan. It'll help. And there we have it. It's all put together and ready to fill it up with water and give it a test. And should work pretty good. The only thing I had a problem with is this down here, the shroud. If you don't get it on that little clip on the edge there, it'll stick out and your fan will rub against it. So that's what you got to double check. Make sure the bottom is flush. And then what'll keep it from being flush is there's a clip, like a little hanger on the side there. You just got to lift it up and put it on that hanger, get that shroud on that hanger, and then bolt it back in, and it's good to go. That was pretty easy.